we get rid of that, the career objectives. I like the top. You know, that's not too bad. I like the other style better. We get rid of that objectives. The summary of qualifications you don't really have to worry about because that's usually for more professional resumes if you're working for a company and you have to have certain qualifications to do something, working on different type of projects. But I do like, again, I do like the bullets. Conducted, developed, research, worked, developed, research, advised, built relationships, all these different type of words I think are really, really, really useful. The problem is like what they have this again in the bold, which I like, but they don't have it first. The thing I do like is one of the things we don't worry about is, we worry about that on the crazy application when they say, all right, now you have to fill out the job application. They want all that information. We just need to put a range of years. That's all. You don't have to put down the dates or stuff like that. They'll ask you about that. They'll always ask you. So don't put down the month that you have and things like that. Just put down the basic type of thing to the present. All right? I think that's the easiest way to, and that's what all of us do. So, there's that. Now, the thing that I don't like about this resume, look where the education is. It's last, all the way down to the bottom. And what did we say? Usually that's one of the first things. They want you to have a certain amount of education, and then they want you to have a certain amount of experience. So I would put that right up on top. Again, you don't want the person to have to worry about. And in our case, in science, it's not like a business resume. If your resume is 2 pages, your resume is 3 pages, who cares? Okay? Sometimes it takes that. We're not trying to fit everything on 1 page and leaving information out. In fact, I always say, you know what? If I'm going to work for someone who's not going to look at my second page, I don't really want to work for them. Really, in the end. But in many situations when you're applying for business stuff in the business field or stuff like that, they want a 1-page resume and they have all the, that's the business field. So, but we're not that way. We are, kind of, yeah.
I'm glad that you're pointing that out because I noticed a bunch of our students doing the 1-page resume and it doesn't give them enough space to expand on what it is they really know, and so it really detracts from them.
Yeah, I'm going to get myself in trouble right now, but what the heck I can, because that's what professors always do. I'd rather have you go to one of the professors or come to see me if you have problems and stuff like that than go to career services.
Yeah. I went to career services.
Because career services has a completely different format. However, that's the format they want for you to apply for a position here, just do it. But when you're applying for stuff like we are as scientists, because that's what we are in the STEM field, this is pretty much the way you want to do it. I know I get myself in trouble all the time, but that's, but they serve a really important, and they need to have all their resumes really the same to be fair and stuff like that, so that's what they do. But yeah, don't be afraid to go on a second or third page. Or more like that. I mean, if you looked at our CV, I mean, it just gets larger and larger every year.
Right.
How many pages it goes on for, But you don't want to pad it either. You don't want to make up stuff or keep repeating things or stuff like that. Some people do make it larger also. So I don't like that. I don't like that on the bottom. Oh, here's some examples of some resumes from business that you don't want to do. Okay, I thought these are kind of funny, so I found these. So here's like the, the entertaining part of the presentation. So I thought these were kind of weird. There's lots of examples of resumes out there. These are like, I think, from graphic designers or stuff like that. I guess it might be good if you're a graphic designer, but don't try to be cute or other type of things like resume. Unfortunately, scientists and science tend to be pretty, we're not boring people. We don't think we're boring, but we're pretty conservative in the way we present things. So you want to do this. I mean, kind of funny if you look at the way that they did things. I like down here, just to kind of be funny, I mean, I don't drink coffee or anything like that, but like things I like to do, gastronomy, eating, yeah, I can put that in, So I thought that was pretty funny that it had that. So I thought these were hilarious. I'm like, God, I can't believe people even turn these things in. Here's another one where you're a little more side. They got the white coat on. They got the picture. Don't include your picture. Don't include your picture. Don't use colored paper. You just use plain old copy paper when you're printing stuff out. Don't have it scented like Legally Blonde. All these different type of things, right? I love that. See, they do it. Don't have little like matching business cards clipped. I mean, just do it like everybody does. It's going to be your information that's going to impress people, not because you have a picture, stuff like that. The other thing, see where it says references on the bottom? Don't include your references. Only include references if they want it. If they want it. Don't even put down references on the me or stuff like that. And if you want to include references, I always say put it on a separate piece of paper. All right. with your name, just like you did in your resume, put down underneath it, professional references, put the person's full contact information. Then what I like to do is I like to give a couple bullets about that person and why I chose them. Not so much about their background, but why did I pick that person? I might put down, you know, out of all the people I've worked with, Phil Forsley knows my ability as an environmental scientist, or stuff like that. So here's why, here's why I have that person on my bed. And at the same time, if you include anyone in your references, make sure you tell those people that you're including them in the references in case they get a call or they know what you're applying for. Because too often, people will put things down and won't tell the person. So, and don't, if you're going to need letters of recommendation, that could be a whole other thing we can get into. Don't call your professor on Friday and tell them you need a Monday. Because we hate that. We really do. And I usually say, look, you want to get a letter of recommendation just to begin with, I need to see your resume, I need to see you've done your work first before I do my work. So I do that. So anyways, I don't recommend putting a picture. I thought this one was really weird. It's like all this different type of stuff. Oh, one of the things you're gonna do, don't put down some real weird cutesy type of email. Just put down a professional email. All right, use your name or your initials or something like that. Get yourself a Yahoo account, a Gmail account, or something like that. Have a separate one just for your job searches, so it doesn't mix up with your personal stuff. And don't be. I mean, as a professional, I have seen so many weird, screwed up names that are great if you have friends and stuff like that, but don't use it as professional. Okay? I mean, some really messed up ones. Or what happens too is they might send me stuff, even in emails that I get, and they might have different type of links. So I don't know. And honestly, it's just natural. You're curious. So there's like a web link to Facebook, so you click on it. And there's things that popped up that I don't necessarily want to see. I don't need to see. So, but I clicked on them anyways because I was curious. So that's So don't do that type of stuff.
Frank, in your estimation, how often do people go to people's Facebook pages and stuff like that? Because I think it's something that our kids don't understand. There's all kinds of things in their personal lives, but
oh yeah. Here's the most important thing. When you're applying for a job, you better clean everything up. I mean, my daughter and I love to take pictures of each other doing screwed up things, and I make sure we get all that stuff around. Many colleges, including where my friend teaches in Connecticut, they have a full-time staff of 3 people that every time someone applies for stuff, they do a full thing on the internet to see what their presence on the internet is. And you will not get a job if you have things that are really messed up. So you gotta be really careful. Once you get the job, I guess you don't have to worry about it. But when you're trying to apply for stuff, your web presence is really, really important. Because we do that. If someone applies for a job, put their name in, Google it, see what comes up. And you'll be surprised what will come up. Have you ever Googled yourself? Everyone should Google yourself. I mean, and really look, because it's surprising what your name will show up in. Stuff that I was in a court case I didn't even know about. I just found that out last week. I was like, hell, my stuff was used in a court case. Yeah, for work that I did. My report, and I was quoted too. In this, I got there was the court document. So you want to be careful about what your web presence is. And there's, I have links to articles and all sorts of stuff like that I give my students in bio writing that actually talk about your web presence. But that's been a big, big thing. And schools will, not just your professors or people that might be interested in hiring you or for grad school, stuff like that, but the school itself might have people that are actually checking up on you. Yeah. You don't want to blow it just because of a screwed up picture of Walmart like I take all the time. My daughter and I have always fun at Walmart. Because you get away with stuff like that at Walmart. I guess it's kind of like the place to do things, So this one is kind of weird because I think it's daily input and output between coffee, focus. I'm trying to think, the focus peaks at different times, I guess in the morning when you would go to work. So here's from 8 to 1, the person's not really good at much, And they're only funny at 2 in the morning, so I don't want that. I want someone who's funny all the time. Their productivity is like, bleh. So what? I'm gonna get 1, 2, 3, 4, I got 4 hours of non-productivity before the afternoon. I'm paying this person, $100 an hour, and I'm not gonna get anything out of them because that's what they're showing, So I thought that was kind of messed up the way that they did that. And it actually makes it worse for the person to get a job, I think. So I thought this one was really weird. This is the candy bar resume. They actually made it into a resume. So don't try to be cute and stuff. You know, I just thought that was really weird. So, let's see. Oh, I like this one. I call this the sexy resume. So there's a picture and a sexy pose. All little doodles. I guess if you're a graphic art, I don't know if she got the job or not, but I was just laughing like on a resume like this. You know, with all these different type of things. So she puts her name down, her information, and she got the picture and graphic art. So I told Dr. Vitek, Pete the mosquito guy that I'm very good friends with, and we laugh all the time. That's right. I got to fix this for you guys here. So I put myself in there. I said, I need a sexy pose. I should send that to like one of my friends sometime and see if they apply for a job. You ever read those letters? Or what, I guess it was like my kid's generation, but Letters from a Nut. You read that book? And then Other Letters from a Nut and stuff like that. Oh, it's a great book. It's where this guy, to be funny, writes letters to companies complaining about things or asking them for stuff, and it's just totally ludicrous, and he gets responses. So it's really good. He has another one where he actually does articles. So he writes an article to an editor, and they're hilarious. And the editor actually writes back saying, you know, and then he responds back to the editor saying, well, why don't you want to publish this article? And he, you know, he'll have an article that's supposed to be to a dog fancy. It has nothing to do about dogs. So then he just throws the word dog a couple places and resends it back, and he gets these responses. You know, I kind of think it out when I do this with my friends. So somebody advice, full name. Don't worry about the objective. Have a good email. Oh, make sure too when you're applying for jobs when you have your phone number up there that you have a good phone number. That you don't have anything messed up and screwed up on your phone. I mean, you know how many times students want me to call them back, and I call them back, and I'm like, who the heck is this? They don't have their name. I don't even know if I'm calling the right number. And they have like, one time I had like this rap song going out for like 5 minutes. And I don't know why I even waited 5 minutes, but I'm like, maybe you say something at the end. I was just kind of curious. And it just beeped. And I'm like, I'm not going to believe anything on this. I could care less. What the heck? You know, so have like a normal thing. Hi, you've reached, you know, Frank Darrell. I'm not able to take your call right now. So leave your name and number and a brief message. I'll return your call as soon as I can. Type of stuff, right? That's what you want to do. Yeah. At the same time, make sure that if you are living at home, or like me, I live with my grandmother till I got married. Should have stayed with her. Until my wife was so mad. Make sure that if people are taking messages for you, they know that you're applying for a job. All right? And that they know how to take full information. Like one time, my son, when he was small or whatever, answered the phone. And then he was trying to leave me and goes, Dad, someone from New Jersey called, they want to hire you. I'm like, okay. Well, who is it? I don't know. Did you ask them for their number? No. What was it about? I don't know. So then I finally figured it out, or I don't know how I tracked what was going on. It had nothing to do with New Jersey. It wasn't even the right state, you know, that he had told me. So I don't know what, you know, so you got to make sure that people know that you're looking for stuff, and it's important enough that they give you the right information. Emphasize your degree, not the university. I always tell everyone, I'll give you a good example of myself, okay? I'm from Connecticut. It's obvious I'm not from the Valley, all right? Now, in Connecticut, I don't even know about the Northeast, but what is Connecticut surrounded by in terms of schools?
The Ivy League.
Ivy League schools, including Yale, right in New Haven. So now you're growing up in a situation where, you know, my parents know, but you get some people like, if your kid doesn't go to one of these Ivy League, I mean, there's Ivy League schools all over the place, right? Like, I don't know, 7 or something crazy like that. Your kid doesn't go to Ivy League school, you're never going to get a job. Don't ever feel that way. It's going to be what you get. I wouldn't be here at, you know, UTRGV, UTPA, whatever you want to call it before it was when I came here, if I didn't think this was a good place to teach and I didn't like the people here. You got a lot of really good professors that know what they're doing. You can learn a lot from these people. That's why I came here. I'm learning from them too. You know, so don't ever feel just because you don't have a degree from Harvard or Yale or Princeton or all that type of stuff, like everyone feels where I'm from. I mean, I went to the University of Connecticut. That was the state school. But I didn't even go to that. I went to the branch. Went to the Hartford branch, which was like smaller than a high school. You know? Why? Because I had no money. Did I live on campus? No, I was a commuter like you. I worked as a janitor every night for 3 or 4 hours. I lived at grandma's house, you know? And that's how I got through school, until I got married. You know, so don't ever feel that. So, you know, you're going to get what you have out of your education that you're really putting in. So don't feel that. Because where I'm from, it's like such pressure. And I know a lot of dumb people from Harvard and Yale and all those places. Really. And that may have degrees, never got a job. Get a master's degree, people think they're idiots and don't even want to work with them. I hate to say it, you know. So just because you got the degree, it might look great or sound great because of that area of the country, but don't overfeel that way. Relevant coursework, that's always an important thing. You know, if you need to take some extra coursework, I always tell people, I was like you guys, I was in a rush to finish school in 3 years. I want to finish in 3 years. I want to go right to grad school. You know, and I burnt myself out. I mean, I had to take a semester or so off. I mean, I burnt myself out. I was doing horrible in school and everything. So don't, you know, and then I found out, so, you know what, I'm going to take an extra year. And it's a big deal. Extra year out of my life, looking at it now, my age, didn't make English at all. But I took some different courses that I never thought of taking before. That really helped me out. In fact, that's what I went and got my master's in. Something I had no idea about. I took 2 courses and I was hooked. And I went and I got my master's and PhD in it. So you never know. So sometimes you may want, or hey, you've always wanted to take a certain type of course, take it. Big deal. It's another semester. If you can afford it, of course, that's always the problem. All right? Provide those detailed skills. Now, don't just say computer skills Microsoft Office, because we all know how to use that. But that specific type of thing. Don't worry about the references to 2 pages, who cares? That's my basic type of stuff. So now what I want to do is, here's an example of an Uber student. This is not me in college, ever, okay? This is like the Uber student who did way too much. I'm intimidated by her.
It's a hand.
Well, I changed the names.
Okay.
I can't tell you who it is. I can't tell you who it is. Yeah, who you want to?
So this is modeled after a real person.
Yeah, it was one that I worked with, yeah.
Cool.
On her resume. She wants to become a professor. She's at a PhD program now. It wasn't me in college, trust me. There you go. We have lots of different examples of it. So let's look at some of these different types of things on here. So this is like the kind of like the format that I like. And I keep finding mistakes and I keep fixing it all the time because I try to update it. So